And I'm Debbie, and together
we are the Roundtable Recap.
Hey, welcome back. We are on Amazing Race, season 38, episode 10. And starting off, all the teams, they have to go to Milan, Italy. And essentially, all the teams, except for Taylor and Kylan, get on the first plane that arrives at 9:20, where theirs arrives at 10:05.
Yeah. But did you see like how big of a lead Jazz and Jack had? I always pay attention to the times when they leave. And so Jazz and Jack left at 11:16 p.m., right? And then the next team after them was Jack and Chelsea, and they left at 12:02.
Yeah.
They had almost an hour lead on all the other teams. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And then they lose the lead essentially every time there's a flying one. Yeah. But I mean, they're still going strong in regards to helping Adam and Joseph, because when they get there, they follow behind Jazz and Jack. So
yeah,
there's still that alliance. But then they go to the first roadblock, and they have to replicate a floral dress with real flowers. I mean, they even made a comment that this is like the hottest day that they've had to do a challenge thus far. And poor, what was it, Joseph or Adam with his sugar levels, where I felt bad for him. Like, he was trying to power through, and he had to stop a couple of times there, and they finally, which I thought was helpful, they put his in the shade for him, because he was out there like the longest, I feel, amongst all the competitors.
Yeah. I was glad. I was like, if they had that option, why didn't, considering he's battling, health issues, that was nice that they put that in the shade for him.
Yeah. And I mean, all of the teams, they pretty much struggled with counting the correct flowers. But of course, it didn't surprise me that Kylan, because he's so meticulous, he only had to do 2 checks, where all the other teams, I mean, it was multiple for them to keep checking, and they were obviously miscounting the flowers.
Yeah, well, he wrote it down even when he went and he looked at the the one that they were going to replicate. He even wrote down all the different types, and so he was just he was a good one to do that challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was definitely a challenge for him. But poor, was it Jazz? He struggled the most. I wrote down it took him 12 times, 12 rechecks to finally get it. Yeah.
Yeah, he just kept counting and counting.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then after this roadblock, they move on to the second roadblock, and it's kind of Chelsea and Jack and Joseph and Adam. They kind of leave at the same time.
Right.
And here they go again. The Joseph and Adam's like, well, they went the opposite way driving.
All right, I don't know where they're going, but
this poor team and their navigation skills. I think we comment on it every episode, or every episode. But the second roadblock is they just had to build a tower, and then after they're done building the tower, then they do the I don't know what it was called, but basically they're on this horse that got pushed, and they had to get the rings with the
on their lance. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't write down the proper terms, but yes. But I didn't really feel like any of the teams kind of struggled with this. I mean,
it was just that Kylan and Taylor, I mean, they made up a lot of ground on that floral one, because Jack, he had to get his, on the first roadblock, he had to get his checked 11 times. And so Kylan and Taylor kind of caught up. And then, so at the second roadblock, it was between Taylor and Chelsea. I mean, they were neck and neck on that, building the tower and then doing the horse thing. And it seems like the girls, they all had the problems with the getting the rings on the lance.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, so Jazz and Jack, Paige and Izzy, and Joseph and Adam, I mean, they finished everything before even another team showed up
Right.
at that
Right.
roadblock. So I mean, all of them, I think, had a good chunk of distance between them and in regards to yeah, the bottom teams. So,
Yeah, I just, well, in watching this one, I'm like, oh, I wish Tucker and Eric were still in it because Jazz and Jack, they just pulled away from everybody.
yeah, yeah, even though they lost their lead flying in, I mean, they're just zooming past everything. And yeah, so I mean, obviously the next one after that was they had to go drive to get the next clue, um, which was to build Da Vinci's bridge. And again, here you see how much of a space between the teams
Right.
because Jazz and Jack they went build their bridge before the next team showed up, and it was kind of the same going down how everyone was at the second roadblock.
Yeah. I mean, Izzy and Paige did really well on this one because they maintained their second place position throughout the whole thing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, but they were, a ways behind Jazz and Jack. So,
But it was good for them because I mean, yeah, they definitely were not the top. I don't think they've ever finished top three. They've always been at the bottom throughout
right.
this whole series. So yeah, they made up a lot of ground this episode.
Well, I thought that for the bridge, I thought that Jack and Chelsea were actually going to pull ahead of Kylan and Taylor, but then, I mean, it looked like their bridge was almost done, and then they let go and it collapsed.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh no, yeah. So then they had to start all over.
This episode was pretty like straightforward in regards to where everyone is at, except for those two
Right.
teams. Because those
Yeah.
two teams, yeah, it was kind of like who's gonna make it to the pit stop last. And you can
Right.
tell Taylor, she was like frustrated
Yeah.
by the last, and then even after they finished the second roadblock, she's like, well, we're hoping to go to the pit stop next. And yeah, they still had to build the bridge, but
Right.
um, in the end, they were safe, and it was Chelsea and Jack were the ones that were eliminated this round.
Yeah. I think for Taylor, having Kylan as a teammate really helps her because he
Hmm.
stays, for the most part, he stays calm. He
Hmm.
just stays focused on the task and he gets it done. So, whereas when she was doing the tower, when she gets frustrated, she's like yelling and everything. It's like, okay, yeah. Um,
Yeah,
Emotions are getting a little out of control.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can tell that she was. I think out of everybody, actually, um, I think this was probably like the most frustrating for her
Right.
because it didn't really seem like any other teams. I mean, there were. I feel like the heat played a part in the first roadblock for people out there
Right.
and having to do rechecks about the dress, but other than that, I mean, emotions didn't really run that high for anyone.
No.
Especially even with the whole Joseph and Adam that they had to, because this is the first episode that he really,
Right.
was not doing well, health wise, but
Right.
he still powered through, and yeah, they made it third. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's wraps up episode 10. We'll see how this plays out. We are down to now the top three teams.
Oh, Final Four.
Final four. We are down to the final four teams. So we'll see who makes top three and yeah, who takes home the win of Amazing Race season 38. We'll see you guys next week.
Yay.